Hey, let's talk about your daily routine today. So let's talk about that. And in your daily routine, hidden in that daily routine, is actually success or not success. So every single day, I get to share snippets in my stories on social media of the things that I do behind the scenes, the gratitude that I wake up with first thing in the morning, the power hour that I work, the hour that I spend working with my team before my boys are awake and need me for the day, my celery juice drinking, my morning run, jog, walk with my crazy puppy before the day gets going. And then I get home and then I get to share little bits all day long. You get to see my routine when I share it to social media all day long. But even without social media, I would still have that routine. I would still do those things. And a lot of people think that success is the part of your life where you get to show like your big goals and big dreams achieved. And that's all fine and dandy. And that is maybe is like the ultimate how you know you made it. But that made it is a result of your daily routine and the things that you are doing every single day to put you closer to your goals or further away from your goals. And that starts with waking up first thing. Do you hit that snooze button or do you roll out of bed ready to attack your day and ready to do whatever is in front of you, even if you don't love doing it? Because we all know that on the path and on the journey to working towards our goals, sometimes we got to do things that we don't love. And those things that we don't love are necessary because they're going to take us to that next stepping stone that we need to be on in order to get from here to where we ultimately want to be. So are you hitting snooze because you don't love what you're doing? Or are you jumping out of bed grateful for the opportunity to attack whatever it is that you are doing so that you can get from here to there, which will ultimately take you to there? So y'all, that is that first part of your morning routine, and then everything else falls into place. Are you rushing out the door in the morning if you work elsewhere, if you work outside of the home? Are you rushing out of the door? Or are you taking the time because you've not hit snooze, because you've woken up early enough to do the things that you need to do to fill your cup and get your mind mentally in the spot that in the place that it needs to be before you go about your day? So for me, for example, I need to wake up. I need to have some quiet time. I need to journal my gratitude and write down the things that I'm grateful for, because we can find a lot of things to not be grateful for, but when we really look at it, there's so much to be grateful for, and you have to focus on those little things. If you can't find gratitude for the little things, you're not going to be trusted with the big things. And so be grateful for those little things now, and you'll have those bigger things later to be grateful for as well. So I need that time for me to do those things. And then I also work with my team. I spend an hour every morning working with my team before anybody else in my home is awake. And I do this because I know that I can focus on my business and pouring into my team. And then I can spend the rest of the next 6, 7, 8, 9 hours pouring into whatever the circumstances and situations might be. So for example, right now, my boys are distance learning from home. So from the hours of 7:30 to approximately 3:30, I am in support mom mode, right? Because some of people are really independent and driven on their own, and some people need a little bit of push, and we've got one of each of those in this household. So you've got to fill your cup before you run out the door, because if you're running out the door and doing all these things and you're already late and you're frustrated because you're late, you walk into the next thing with that bad energy, and that is not where success lives. So your daily routine, look at that morning routine, and then I'm going to give you this too while I'm making my coffee here. And then your lunchtime routine. If you get a lunch at your job, what are you doing with that time? Are you utilizing it to grow yourself? Or are you utilizing it to just sit there and wallow in the fact that you are not where you ultimately think you should be right now or where you would like to be? Because if you spend that time taking a walk over your lunch break every single day, listening to podcasts or audiobooks while you're walking, or if you spend that time, if you have a side hustle already, if you spend that time in your car over your lunch hour, working your business, building your business, however you can from that device that you are on right now, that's doing more than sitting there and wallowing and thinking about all the things that could be that aren't, because they aren't, because you're not doing anything about them yet. So there's your lunchtime. Now, let's say now you're off of work. Where is your routine? What does your routine look like when you're off of work? A lot of people get off of work from their jobs, their jobs, and they are so exhausted and mentally strained from the stress of that job that they don't love. And maybe they do, but maybe they don't love it. But they're so mentally strained from that job that they don't want to do anything else with all of those evening hours. And I'm going to tell y'all, at those evening hours, it is so easy just to kick back and not do a thing. Just put your feet up, eat something for dinner, and watch endless amounts of TV, or do nothing. Turn everything off and just be in this vegetable state until it's time for you to go to bed. And you get ready and go to bed begrudgingly because you know that tomorrow morning you have to start this process all over again. So your evening hours, y'all, don't go to work all day long and come home and not do anything for yourself, to build yourself, to grow yourself, because that is not you being tired, that's you being uninspired. And so that evening routine, y'all, what if you disciplined yourself? What if you created a routine where you get off of work and maybe you go exercise if you didn't already get your exercise done before work or over your lunch break? What if you go exercise? Exercise releases endorphins. Exercise changes our perspective. Exercise allows us to realize, man, that is challenging and that is hard, but look what I was capable of doing. So exercise is really powerful in that manner. So maybe you go exercise. Maybe after you have dinner, and if you have a family and kids and whatnot, and they are all situated for the night and it's time for them to go to bed, guess what? If you have little kids and they go to bed like between 8 and 9 o'clock, there are still hours. There are still hours to burn for you to grow yourself or build your business or whatever it is that you're doing to improve yourself to get to where you want to be, instead of just laying in your bed and watching a few more hours of TV. So what does that nighttime routine look like for you? And I'm not just throwing this out there, y'all. I worked in corporate America for a long, long time. And I worked in corporate America while building my small business, and while I added another side hustle to my plate. My plate was already very full. My boys were 2 and 4 when I started that business, y'all, and I still found a way to make time. It is about priorities. If it is important to you, you will do it. If it's not, you're not going to do it. You're going to find every excuse to not do it. And that's going to be what's staring you back in the face when you sit there and look at, why am I not successful? What am I doing or not doing that is preventing me from getting closer to my goals? And it is found in your little thing called that daily routine. So what are you doing every single day? How are you getting yourself closer to your goals, or how are you pushing yourself away from your goals? It's not in that big fancy dream goal item that's on your vision board, but it is in the secret, that little book. It's in your daily routine. It's there. It lives there.